Hi all, Azure here, and we are here today with finally the reveal of Persona 6. Insane. We finally have Persona 6. I just finished watching the Xbox showcase. Insane that Microsoft have the rights to show Persona. They're not really usually a JRPG company, but yes, it's finally happened. One of the worst kept secrets in gaming. Persona 6 is officially revealed. We're out of Persona 5 hell now. I won't be talking about the leaks in this video. I have seen some of the leaks, but I won't be talking about them out of fear that Atlas and Sega will strike me down with the might of Zeus. So I'm not going to really be talking about them here. I just want to do a small kind of analysis. There's not really much to go off of in this trailer. It's very small, very abstract. This is essentially the Persona 6 equivalent of the You Are Slave Want Emancipation teaser trailer we got for Persona 5, like way like back over 10 years ago now. So I'll just be kind of giving a brief idea of what I think might be going on here, based not based on what I know, but just based on what I think, just raw first impressions. First off, I just want to talk about the release date. There is obviously no release date right now, but as we know, Persona 4 Revival is releasing February 18th, 2027. So I think there could be a chance that we see Persona 6 2028 or sometime beyond. I know there is a leak going around with a date, but I won't be talking about that. And also, I will briefly just say I will be mentioning some small spoilers from Personas 3, 4, and 5, so do be aware of that before I go in and start talking about what I think about Persona 6. So first off, with this trailer, we appear to be in some kind of a graveyard, which is a little odd to me, considering the fact that with, death being a potential theme for Persona 6, death is like a major theme of Persona 3. Obviously you're using the evoker in Persona 3 as your method of persona summoning to essentially release yourself from death because you're shooting yourself with the evoker. So that was kind of odd to me right off the bat. And there's also maybe a sense with like just the way this trailer is structured that it could be some kind of murder, but again, Persona 4 has already done that. The whole, point of Persona 4's story is that you are discovering a murder and you're uncovering the truth. So I don't think it's that. But as we go on with this trailer, we see the big, massive statue here. This big headless statue. Don't know if there's any like religious significance to that I'm unaware of. But we see like the shadow of someone reaching out to this statue. I can only assume that this is the main protagonist. Obviously, it's a shadow. We don't ever get to see his design, even though that design is out there for those who want to go and seek it. I won't be showing it, of course. But we then get these like cutouts almost like these shots of like an eye, a nose, a mouth, but like they're pasted onto a silhouette. It's almost like sometimes you'll see this style of people that do like cutouts of newspapers or photographs and kind of paste them over things to kind of give it this really weird abstract look. And this is done multiple times throughout the trailer, so I don't know if this is maybe being pasted over the protagonist or maybe pasted over what could be the main cast or some kind of like perpetrator of a crime if there is like a murder of some kind in the narrative of this game. There is also like a shot of fingers being pointed inwards and they all look like they're pointing in towards a circle, and that kind of gives me the idea that they are pointing in towards somebody in the middle. That could be the protagonist, but much like with Persona 3 and 4, this having like someone being blamed or framed for some kind of crime is again very similar to what Ren or Joker in Persona 5 was done. He was framed for the crime of assaulting a woman by Shiro in the beginning of the game. With these fingers all pointing in a circle, there is also like these cut-ins of words that all spell out "Who are you?" which is something that I think could potentially link to what I'm about to talk about. So I don't think potentially it's going to be that, although it is a really interesting way to think about it. It could be some kind of occult. Edit. I want to make a quick addendum to this video. Literally, as I was recording it, the Xbox store page for Persona 6 went up, and it has been now confirmed pretty much that the theme is going to be the occult and ghosts, and things of such nature, as we now have a description reading: navigate the rhythms of everyday school life and build friendships, pursue romance, and cultivate memories that matter. But beneath the surface of familiar streets and quiet neighborhoods lies something darker: strange rumors, unsettling urban legends, and occult incidents that only you and your closest allies can face. Now, back to the video. Meaning, obviously, the graveyard, you're going to associate that with, like, not only death, but also ghosts, the afterlife, um, like reanimation, perhaps. I don't know. That's a very interesting thing to think about. It is very hard to parse a trailer like this, obviously, because it's so abstract, but that is just some very quick, very off the cuff, brief thoughts on this Persona 6 trailer. Obviously, we're gonna have to wait to see more. Maybe we'll see something at Tokyo Game Show, but I think personally we might have to wait until maybe next summer Games Fest or Xbox Showcase or wherever they decide to show this. Because I think for now they're obviously going to focus on marketing Persona 4 Revival. Since it's coming out in February, that was insane. I was not expecting it to come out that early. I thought it was maybe going to come out like March or April, maybe even May to start off the fiscal year, but no, February 18th. That is insanely soon. I can't wait. Persona 4 is my favorite Persona game, so I'm really looking forward to that. I will be doing a more in-depth trailer analysis for the Persona 4 Revival trailer that we got, just mainly to give my thoughts on it, to show my opinions about things they've changed, the way they've changed the style. I think overall, just to give some brief thoughts, I think the trailer for Persona 4 Revival, it looks fantastic. I haven't got a lot bad to say about it. I think the new voice cast all sound great, except for one, which I will point out in the video, because I will be doing like small voice comparisons just to, give my thoughts on each. But I think out of the ones that we heard, at least, I'm very happy. I'm very happy, which is good because, I love the Persona 4 voice cast and it's going to be really hard to replace them, but I think just based off that trailer, it's looking pretty good, not going to lie. But yeah, that's all for this trailer analysis for Persona 6's teaser trailer. I will, of course, also have a video up in the next day or two about the Xbox showcase overall, and hopefully we'll be ending with a Nintendo Direct at some point next week, or maybe even later this week, but we will see. But that is all for this video. Goodbye for now, and may your heart be your guiding key.